Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my science kitchen. Today I'm going to talk very briefly about why I think it matters what bottle you choose for your bike rides and why I strongly recommend one particular bottle, one particular brand over all others. So let's get started. I'm going to compare these three bottles, and don't worry about the sponsors that are on them. That's not the important part. We're looking at the Specialized Purist bottle. We're looking at the Elite, I don't remember what their official terminology, the Fly bottle, which makes sense because it's designed to be fly weight. And then the Camelback bottle that is so popular among cyclists. Now they offer a variety of these Camelback bottles, just like they do in a lot of these other ones, including insulated. They also offer insulated here. And then notably, they offer them in a variety of different sizes. In this case, I've chosen to go with bottles that are all of similar size. This is the bottle that I just got done on my ride. So that's what that is. Spoiler alert, that's the bottle I'm going to recommend. But I'll tell you why. And we're going to choose three things to evaluate bottles on. Please tell me if there's anything else that you think that we should evaluate bottles on. First, I'm going to evaluate the bottle on weight. Second, I'm going to evaluate the bottle on the amount of liquid that comes out of the bottle when you squeeze it for 1 second. And that's one of the reasons that I've got this here. I'm going to measure that as well. And then third, I'm going to I'm just going to show you the cleanliness aspect of these bottles, or the ease of cleanliness of these. Now, what I'm focusing on is the lid cleanliness, because most of these, if you have a dishwasher, you can just put it in there. And if you don't, you can just shake some hot water. Worst comes to worst, if it gets moldy, you just shoot some bleach down in there. Mold goes away. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lids, because I'm willing to bet you money that there's some grossness in these bottles that needs to be cleaned. And if you're drinking that, you really stand a chance of getting pretty sick. So I'm going to show you the ease of cleanliness. So that's the third thing I'll show you, ease of cleanliness. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at, like I said, is the weight of these bottles individually. Now, I know it seems silly and really weight weenie-ish to focus on the weight of your bottles, but we focus so much energy on lowering the weight of the things on our bike. Why not lower the weight of something we carry with us all the time? So let's take a look here. This bottle, this is the, what should we call it? Yeah, the Camelback bottle. Yeah, brain fart. The Camelback bottle with a lid on it, 83.5 grams. Two of those bottles by themselves are almost a half a pound. That's worth noting. This is the Specialized Purist. It is 80 grams. And this is the Elite Fly bottle, 54 grams. So this bottle times two, if you run two of them, is 60 grams lighter than those bottles. 60 grams, people pay a lot of money to get 60 grams lighter, and here you go, 60 grams lighter. Now let's take a look at how much we can actually dispense from each of these bottles by squeezing them for 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze these bottles, each one of them, for 1 second, about as hard as I can for a second. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to set a metronome and use, metronome set at 60 beats per minute or 1 second, and squeeze the bottles into here. Then I'm going to refill each bottle so that they're always starting at the position of being full. And I'm going to average it out. So I'm going to do 3 squeezes per bottle and average the amount of flow that I get per bottle based on the mass of water that's in this bowl. So first one I'm going to start with, like I said, I'm going to do 3 passes on each bottle. So I'm going to start with the Camelback bottle, and then I'll move to the Specialized Purist bottle, and then finally the Elite Fly. So let's try the first one here and see how it goes. Like I said, each bottle will be filled each time to its capacity, or darn near its capacity, and I'll measure it 3 times. So we'll hopefully get something close to accurate. Okay, first measurement, 60 grams. Second measure, 59.2 grams. And third measurement, 70 grams. So maybe I squeezed a little harder that time. Now on to the specialized. $93.4 grams. $93.8 grams for the second. And again, maybe I squeezed a little harder the third time because I got 106.3. Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to tip this up a little bit. You may or may not be able to see this, but there is black junk floating in this bowl, and this bowl was perfectly clean. So, spoiler alert, that's another reason why you should be checking your bottles. Now, finally, the Elite. $168 grams, 168.1. $140. And 159.3. And actually, I stopped that one a touch prematurely. So there you go. Let me show the averaged results here on the screen of all three takes from each bottle, and you get to see the results. Okay, now, this bottle is actually relatively clean, but what you'll see on bottles that aren't is in this little part right here, you're going to see mold and mildew buildup. Now, the only reason that this one is actually relatively clean is because this lid's only been used like 3 or 4 times. If I had used it more, it'd be pretty gross because some of these get pretty nasty. Now, you can take apart this lid, but what you have to do is you have to get something inside of here and pry each of those tabs outward simultaneously so that you can pull this lid off. Now, I have tried, and I have yet to be successful in getting this off. I've gotten close, but I've also stabbed myself because as I was working it through with a screwdriver, because that was the only thing I could find that would pry all those things, it slipped and stabbed me. So, I'll be honest, I simply don't use the Specialized Purist bottles. I feel that they're way too easy to get gross. Now, Camelback bottles, you can take this little guy off here, and a lot of people, that's where they stop. They take that guy off and they call it done. The next few steps, which in my mind, again, are a heck of a pain in the butt, are to get these tabs all centered and pushed through. F it, I give up. There's how you clean this guy. Now you can see I left this one to get gross on purpose. Well, okay, it got gross and I haven't cleaned it, but then I said, hey, I'll wait because I'm going to shoot a video. It's not like I let it sit there and get gross. But what we have here is, you know, we got some mildew buildup in there. And the cool thing is I can literally just get in there with a rag or a towel or even just simply spray some bleach in there. I always have spray bleach handy. And it is clean. Done. That's the mechanism. That's the mechanism of your lid. That's as hard as it should be. You shouldn't have to work to clean your bottles. Because if you have to work, you're not going to do it as often. So, here's your bottle. You want to buy a bottle for your bike? They offer them in different colors. This is a 550 milliliter bottle. As stated, they offer 750 milliliter bottles and they offer 950 milliliter bottles in this same. I am not sponsored by Elite. I love their products. I think their customer service is fantastic. But these are the only bottles I use. And that's simply because of the fact that when I need to get a drink, I can get as much as I want quickly. I can clean the bottle. And frankly, they weigh nothing. So, does it matter which bottle you ride with on your bike? Maybe, maybe not. These are the only ones I'll ride with.